let's see the deck list. Starting with Magpie. So, the game number 4 gonna be happening soon. Magpie's lineup. Magpie is a big fan of Priestess deck, and he decided to bring Priestess to the tournament as well, with double Onager. But this is not a rent-free version, so an old version that he liked and played a lot on the ladder before. So instead it relies on full thinning with Thaler, not like rent-free that rolls for a thinning option from the leader ability. Then he is bringing non-devotion pirate warrior mix here with Swollblot as well. One armor smith survives after the nerf. And yeah, this is a control pile, has Heatwave, has Swollblot for White Punish, damage cards, Naval Supremacy, has Weather, a lot of pinging, double Funeral Boat. So that's his choice. Next it's Blood Money Bounty, non-devotion bounty. There is a Heatwave in the deck, Tesna Mutna Sword. So some neutral control inclusions, but bounty is strong when it sets up, so let's see how that works out. And Magpie also mentioned that he was struggling with other versions of Nilfgaard last season, being stuck slightly above 2500, but when he switched to Assimilate it clicked, and Great Climb was achieved. So this is Magpie's lineup. Decks not really changed from last tournament, so to say, but yeah, you can rely on old stuff, especially when the patch is quite small. So Gandalf's lineup for the match is lined pockets, similar to what we've just seen in action from Lerio. It might be 1-to-1. There is Morils and Sesames and Vice cards, so not gonna stop for long for that. There is a Salamander Lucky that might be a new face to the deck, but yeah, even if after Acherontia's nerf to 12 Vice, it's still pretty powerful card if it sticks. For Inspired Zeal and Nar, he's bringing Cintern Royal Guards spam with River Scouts, with Muta Generator. There is Flotsam, Adalia to play more copies of River Scouts, to play more copies of Cintern Royal Guards, more cards, more copies of the same card. We're seeking Demavent, still making it, even without his cooldown 2 condition, now cooldown 4. Still double winch setup. No defender, so you just play it, you zeal it, and you hope that if unanswered, it's a powerful move. If answered, well, you played your tempo out, you can combine it with Muta Generator, for example, so that you're not playing 0-point Muta Generator. And Slave, it's actually a version with Bratans, so more Assimilate in this, with Artorius, Bratans, and Anna Henrietta. So not really relying on the soldier package, instead a lot of tactics and Enslave 6th leader ability. And the last one is Patricidal Fury, Self Wound with Sigvald Knut. There is Card Trolldom that you can also combine with Olgierd Immortal, not only with something like Sigvald. So yeah, Self-Wound, but not with Earthsign Ritual, is what Gandalf is picking. So this is the series we are watching. And we see the bans, no Assimilate Nilfgaard for Gandalf, and no Controlly Onslaught for Magpie. So those are the bans, and let's wait for the game number 1. So, game number 1, Gandalf versus Magpie series. Let's go. Let's go. Everything is set. Let's see, Gandalf takes Syndicate, and we get an SY mirror, but we have Wise versus Bounty. Let's see, Gandalf has Disciple to start with, a couple of vendors to spend with. Magpie has an answer to Disciple though. Instant play, no hesitation. You see the spender is getting created, not the best one. Magpie continues to just do his bounty things. Created a bit of carryover and an extra threat in the graveyard. That one was not leaving. Is it a shady vendor trying to roll a bounty card?
How about this one?
Okay, so can Magpie do anything? Open Sesame also is pretty welcomed in the graveyard, by the way. Yeah, Magpie decides to stick around, making Gandalf to play another potential.
Very well be the deal of
Okay,
lifetime.
no big deal, no Sesame, but that Sesame wouldn't be. Okay, it would have been actually on the different counter. Fair enough, but no roll there. And Gandalf also buffs Bare Knuckle Brawler, so it cannot be easily just damaged by another Executioner or Freak Show. You'd need to spend more. 27 points, so Magpie is estimating how much of a reach he has with leader, with the executioner, and decides that it's not worth it going for it. So round 1 goes to Gandalf, and he's happy with his candle and defender combo, but he needs to find well, spenders now outside of KOB and candles. KOB goes back into the deck. Ah, wait, yeah, there is a Jock in the second form already, as well as Bank coming. Leads with Candle, which opens it for, yeah, Heat Waving. So Defender could have prevented that. But, well, that actually allows something else to leave. So you got your candle profit, it got heat waved. You just hope that your other cards leave. So there is no candle anymore, and you cannot really buff it up easily, the Scarab. So the bleed from Executioner might be just enough. And without candle, you cannot also protect your Acherontia, Ixora too much. Let's see what's on the roll here from the top deck. An answer to a spender. Okay. I see some insane bets happening on this match in chat, crazy stuff, but yeah, let's see. Let's see who wins 10 points. So is Magpie combining this with his Player connection lost, please no. Please, no. Did I start talking to chat? I don't know. Did I? Breaking the character. So, yeah, no Acheronte anymore. And Caleb took care of that with the help of a big stick. Okay, we see roll on the bank, and the answer is found in the junior. So Magpie needs to close the gap somehow. There is a brute. Ignatius is at 10 power and the scoundrel is at 12. You can draw up to 2 brothers with Octavia, and you might need both of them. Probably send in Kalkstein and one of the bronzes back. Goes for the Octavia and takes the brute and scoundrel. So we see Kalkstein and the Hysteria going back into the deck. He has Graydon as a toll punish. Only tank mission is bounty, so maybe Vivaldi's Bank gonna provide him with that. Pink, 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 pink. And then some spending from Octavia Hale as well. Ixora is very scary with the decks that basically put few units on the board. Okay, so the Graydon question is solved with the Witchfinder. Bounty is applied, but let's see. One thing is dead. Open Sesame is in the graveyard. And after a bit of clicking and spending, Octavia is out of the picture as well. Witchfinder is gone. Both iterations of her. Graydon is of course getting insane gains from that potential tribute, so tribute is not getting flicked. Exora is on the board, wiping out everything, and now it's also a forfeit. As I said, Exora not answered in a deck that plays some specials and doesn't have control to her. Not ideal. Although, to be fair, Magpie was playing units. It didn't help. Oh, Skellige for Magpie, and for Gandalf there is no Nilfgaard. So, game 2. Magpie on blue coin with his favorite deck of the last year probably, Priestess, going against another iteration of an arm, but this time it's Inspired Zeal, Cintrian Royal Guard spam. Okay, for some reason Poltest is leading pincer maneuver.
Listen to me
to the fight. Magpie. He was streaming today and he was asked for a guide for this deck live on stream. And well, this looks like exactly like that game. There is an opener with Snowdrop for 1 leader charge, and he's not clicking it because, well, you cannot draw more than 10 cards, so he's not wasting her points as well, since he's not expecting Gandalf to produce 4 points of damage immediately. Okay, and Mutagenerator comes and Mutagenerator goes. Well, the temperatures are all over the place, and sometimes you leave it unattended and it just dies from heat stroke. Gandalf also finds Heat Wave, so we'll see how does Magpie's Mutagenerator fare here. It comes. But considering there is a Snowdrop growing on the board, there might be no Heatwave on Mutagenerator. Let's see. Yeah, no Heatwave is being wasted here. If you want, you can buff your units, says Gandalf. So 5 points go to Magpie's deck. Gryffindor, sorry, today is not your day. So we see Hubert is on counter 7, gonna be growing slightly here. I wonder if Magpie goes for Radavit. From the leader, doesn't go for now, goes for Onager. Pretty great setup from him. He would have liked having Mutagenerator as well. Okay, Magpie. That's some high-end gameplay. Both priestesses getting drawn by a mentor. That's powerful. On adrenaline, no less, buffing them both up. Very good. Gandalf is, playing everything back row. It's nice and all, but imagine doing all that with the presence of Mutagenerator. That would have been insane. Magpie can play another Mentor and probably greet Sunset for another turn. Can send Roche back into the deck with the Priestess for now. Yes, proceeds to do exactly that. Yes, he's going a card down, but does he really care? Flotsam roll was, well, it could have been potentially better. Pikeman 2 damage is not really helpful here. So Magpie is still preserving his Sunset Wanderers. Some people are sending Wanderers back into the deck, but this is very risky, so we might not be seeing that. And after the heat wave on the concentration of points on Magpie's side of the board, I don't think he plays into that because he needs 30 plus points. He has only 10 coming from Sunset, so you can cough it up probably if you play Radovich with your leader. I think there is a a chance of doing so, but that's why the rope is burning. He's doing the math. The pleasure of being a caster or viewer is that you don't have to. So he decides not to go for that. 33 points behind, decides to preserve his kid over. So Gandalf managed to keep Adalia and River Scout. He needs to find Sintra and Royal Guard. It does exactly that. So let's see what he decides to do. The priestesses have 5 and 9 charges on them. There is Hubert on counter 6. So Adalia goes into the fight and for the River Scout immediately. So next turn we'll see a couple of Sintian Royal Guards printed immediately. There is of course also active Flotsam on the board. Or alternatively, for now we'll see the demo event instead of that one Sintian Royal Guard from hand. So you can do things with your leader. Yeah, goes for most likely Sintian Royal Guard, or if he's not afraid of his scout dying, he of course can go for Radovid first, but seems to be a bit too bad delaying it that much. So yeah, instead just goes for printing points immediately. 28 points ahead. And there is a little Magpie can do to stop him. Continuing rolling with it. So yeah, another copy for 14 points lands. You have to put out your own points. It's not the best card to draw from Gandalf here, since it doesn't really do much, but the round prolongs self and the demo event is encounter 2 now. Do we see Magpie pinging here? We do. Fair enough. That Hubert is not necessary in this hand. Go back, Huberto. Especially on counter 3. Gonna be brought out next turn.
The Queen holds no audiences this day.
I'm not sure the moment is showing, but it's Radovid and a special. So he can do the click, bring out Radovid and get the zeal for his scout. Ah, look, it's so close. It's so close on points, even after Gandalf unleashed all his Sintian Royal Guards. But yeah, Radovid, we see the leader charge. We see the leader charge on Radovid, all the points maximized, and now 20 points Sintian Royal Guard. And Magpie, well, basically has to roll his Vernon Roche, right? There is no way around that, and he probably wants to maximize points as well. Although 9 and 5, yeah. He cannot really cheat the system here. So Vernon is present in hand, pinks are done, and the combo is found, but this is a smaller one. And we see that Gandalf is actually capable of 2-0-ing. Second Priestess would have been playing for 8 points more, if I'm not mistaken, against another control deck. Okay, so we see Nilfgaard this time around goes
Not one step.
for another deck. So we'll see all 3 Magpie decks in action as well. So Assimilate on red for Magpie and Gandalf is on blue coin with his Controlly Patricidal Fury. The Transam Warriors, the Transam Self Wound, and then there are neutrals as well. Okay, so starts with a bronze play, and Taurus being present allows Magpie to go snooping around the deck immediately. That's what Nilfgaard is made for. Let's see what he picks for his targets. Buffs only to 14, so Sigvald Knut combo, and what else was... Yeah, that's why, yeah, one Squirrel was marked. I was thinking about Squirrel, but since it doesn't show a Nilfgaard deck, I was not sure. Okay, so Magpie got himself a self-wound combo in the deck that he can sort with Jan Kalvit now, making it closer to top deck, basically competing only... show cards, sorry. Gandalf decides that he wants to erase the points printed by Taurus. Magpie plays Joust to deny the vitality continue from ticking, and yeah, that allows Gandalf to take a pass. And I guess he felt quite comfortable with this. 8-point gap doesn't allow for Kalvit to land. So if you want to take it in one card, you need to do something else. And if you want to play Kalvit, we are going into a long round 3. Assimilate is scary in a long round, but well, the main component might be just control. So let's see. Gandalf decided to take a chance in a long round with that pass. Okay, so the top decks for Nilfgaard are basically known after the Kalvit, so there goes Magpie drawing into his self-wound combo. Okay, not exactly. The next card, I guess, is the Knut Bounty. Bribery is there to block that draw. Sigrifa's Right is in Gandalf's deck. He has only Hafru at the moment in the graveyard. Is he deciding to populate it with another card? No. So card roll is played for the carryover value. It provides him with 2 units in the graveyard. And also Magpie is not running any experimental remedies, so there is no threat of completely breaking the Sigi. Okay, so Mulligan's done. Good find with the totem. Has a Neuromancy as well, so can't complain too much. Sigvald comes out immediately. Bribery, of course, is potentially showing a lock. Okay, so this is I'm playing units, but you cannot really interact with them kind of deal here. The Sigvald is a prime target for Wilgefortz if it gets martyrdom, but yeah, it can come back. Stronger and younger than before. Okay, Artorius for Nausicaa most likely. Although this is a lone crown, so your Imperial Marine, yeah, might be better. Not most likely, and Magpie knows that a 5p card is on top deck, but there are a couple of them. So Artorius didn't make it. We were watching what's in the deck, and yeah, Artorius just went 1v1 versus the Skellige warrior, and well, you don't want to do that. How is Gandalf dealing with this Imperial Marine? Of course, at one point it would have been an easy Sigvald if it was end of the round. You don't want Svalbard, but you don't want to do that. And yeah, the Imperial Marine now figured it out. It was the first day on the job. Previous turn when she didn't boost south. Now it starts gaining 2 points per turn. Yeah, Magpie also has his self-wound combo ready to go. There's actually what, a lock available from Necromancy for Gandalf. He cannot really rely on anything getting the Nuta down to 5, because Enslave becomes an option. Of course, there is a Plunderer to do exactly such a job. Well, Olgierd is a 10-point card. Not the greatest find, most likely.
Travel makes one modest. Let's one see the bigger picture.
Okay, so does Magpie care about his graveyard? Not really. Nothing really interacts with it. Sigrifa's Right is still active, and well, it doesn't have great targets so far. Also, sitting that far back, you need to adjust camera. Okay. So, are we seeing Vilgefortz? No reason to, right? Okay, it can be used as a card roll there. Target. To be fair. But so can this Olgierd, for example. A bit different in terms of points. Okay, so where there is one Knoop, there is another, and wait, no. Okay, so that is a setup for Ku, not for Leader. It could have been taken away, but I see. So there is no real way of killing it properly outside of like suiciding. Boom. That also doesn't happen. I guess Ku is live. Also, we have some mini disconnects, but nothing too serious so far, luckily. not all targets to get the payoff out of this Sigvald, but you can deal with the Fanatic if you wish now. Yeah, so that happens. And Sigrifa's right is activated, and it actually allows for the Knut to be reused. Svolbrod Totem of course could have gotten it to 5, but Enslave 6 on your opponent's side of the board says you'd rather not. So there is practically no way of denying Magpie his leader with this board, with your Fanatics and Svolblot also flipping. So we see Gandalf going for Soph here. Bloodthirst 4, he potentially can greet. With the Svolblot he could have finished it off, but oh well, I guess there are options how it would have been buffed. So no risks taken. So how many Knuts can one Nilfgaard play is the question. Answer is one too many. And also stealing this armored Drakkar is cute because it's gonna get buffed. It also gets buffed by the Bloodthirst 2 condition. So it gets +2. And even without Stefan Skellen, it wasn't exactly... Okay, with the bleed, it wouldn't be a competitive game by the end of it. Yeah, 13 points. So, Nilfgaard doing pretty well, playing multiple Knuts and winning it. Game 4, Gandalf on red with Skellige. Magpie is going first with his bounty deck. Bounty Syndicate, that can go quite uninteractive at times. And we already see Magpie having double Confession Extractor. So actually place a unit first. There is not many cards that do just pure damage here, so it's kinda almost safe. So now you get the profit from this Intimidate. Extra points coming. That tall boat is kinda annoying to be damaging, because, well, it's tall and it also resets its armor every turn. So for now, the Inquisition is preparing its tools, basically. But the first spender is getting the knight here, so if you want to continue playing, you'd need to cough up another one. And that might be quite costly here. Poop poop. The graveyard extractors doing some work. But we see that Gandalf is also not hesitant to spend his resources, so Menge is traded to Knut. Now Magpie can just use the freak show to kill both things on the board. Well, I guess you kill the Knut. Although he might be considering, what if I just protect my spender and... or even that. Okay, he gets ahead. And since the Knut resets self at the end of your turn, Gandalf had to wait another one. And then this slander would be utilized. So yeah, here we go into the... even that, yeah. There was a Hysteria that I missed on Magpie's hands, so you don't even have to slander. So yeah, one spender was logged, but there is another one, and Gandalf's deck doesn't do direct damage that much. It needs to set up its board present, acquire some board present before it starts to be intimidating. So yeah, the issue with Knut is that if your opponent sets up the Berserk on it, you have to wait till the end of your turn and doesn't check at the start of your turn. It's basically a cute design in that regard. It's something that Funeral Boot was also not aware of while being printed, that you have to be modest and you shouldn't really exploit your opponent's turn time. Yeah, and just a bronze being played here. You'd want that card roll there. As a candle for Syndicate, you'd want to develop so that it travels with you into the round 3, basically. What are Magpie's options? Well, he can do the slander, but he kinda lacks the coins to kill that siren, so it's not ideal. And yeah, it was so not ideal that Magpie just decides to pass. Fire Troll the carry over. Does it spell? I'm gonna push ya. We'll see. I wouldn't really predict and get ahead of myself here, but there is potential to that. Especially the way Gandalf played. Not getting ahead, he knew that he'll have to spend another card. And we see that there is no stopping Gandalf from playing. Artifacts are being exchanged here, already 3 on the board in total. So what are the scoundrels' targets? Well, there is a lot to pick from, and most of them don't really backfire too much. We see Octavia being played and bringing 2 brothers out of the deck, and bronzes travel back. So this looks like a round 3 hand for Magpie, not gonna lie. But he kinda will be forced to play some of it earlier. And then just rely... Well, he must rely on saving some of his firepower in here. Okay, card roll there and heat wave. When we are talking board wipe, you usually talk about units only, but this is a candle erasure as well, so Nothing's left for Magpie. He only has one spender. And if this spender is getting played and he is expecting... well, there is nothing really dealing with it. Sometimes you play not in a proper moment. So Brockward Warrior was stained out. Yes, Darkwood Drakkar would have been more annoying. I missed, I don't think he paid, right? We didn't see the screen, it would have shown in the mode, and I, well, didn't see how many coins he has, sorry about that. Okay, we have Knut most likely jump out. And since the Sigurd is already bleeding, might as well use Totem on it. There is nothing to lose, only to gain. Nice music, like the combo with the board. And it's nice to see some competitive Gwent played in a competitive manner, not on ladder when you are not exactly sure what your opponent is running. So hope you are enjoying the tournament. There are still 4 games to come in the next 2 days, so more entertainment. We also get some good variety on decks. We haven't seen Bounty presented before to us, and now Magpie was kind enough. It might be connected to a fact that he didn't really play too much recently, being on vacation. Okay, so we see Gandalf passing, and yeah, Magpie does exactly what we were talking about. He manages to save two big cards for round 3. He can play 18-point tempo, and this brute is already at profit 5 and gives self 7 boost. So, issue for Magpie here is of course spending. No candle. And well, basically executioners and 1 brawler is what he has to deal with unless he finds a plunder. Okay, exchange slander for slander, that's not great. And this is where an interactivity might come into play. Is there anything? Not really. You cannot really greet Sove's target because you might expect, well, Kalkstein purifying. Otherwise it would have been cute. A Slander combined with Graydon actually deals with, well, anything tall you're playing out. So let's see what's the choice here. Okay, goes for the ship that is going to 5 and regains 2 armor, and if you break the armor it goes and grows again, but well, yeah, Magpie has enough. Well, basically now you can play Immortal because If you're counting, you know that your opponent drew 2 brothers most likely. And you might even see the animation of drawing cards, so you know that one of them is brute and that your units are safe from Graydon. So is there any reason not to go with the all-geared? You have to play something, so something is always getting heat waved anyway.
Death holds no surprises.
We see the immortal unit landing. Well, it cannot be efficiently bled. It can be heat wave, no. But spending is a problem here for Magpie. He basically relies on putting out points, and what he has to compete with is last turn Patricidal Fury, Arniolf, and Sove. So yeah, here he goes for a spender. This is no bueno, so he has to go for urchins and spend everything, which gives him pretty nice point cushion here. So 23. Anything you do basically gives blood money a target. So now he goes, yeah, what we were talking about, you know, the last card after Octavia was played. So you know that the things are dying to small blood things, and you are avoiding giving a target to blood money. So that's quite cute. I was thinking about the full combo, but yeah, this is an efficient way to deny a blood money any output. And now you are playing as Wall Blood, you erase everything and you also get the buffs, so nicely played here by Gandalf. And we get Red wins the game and Red wins the series now, so it's 3-1. Can I bring you the screen? Yes, I can. I guess it didn't update yet. Might take a moment. So yeah, Gandalf takes it in 4 games and is a winner of match number 4 of GPP versus So what are we waiting for tomorrow, August 14th, and it starts at 4 PM CST. Jamie One Hand versus Sunka and Kupcevic versus Sergo. Don't sleep of those.